Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, I'm going to break down Notre Dame, why I believe they should have been in the college football playoff, why they weren't, and the consequences going forward, because I think it's bigger than you realize. I did a video the other day. I'll link it in the box at the end. Make sure you watch it. Just my thoughts on the whole field in general. I only touched on Notre Dame a little bit in that video, but I have a lot more thoughts on this and how it would affect the college football playoff going forward. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. Real quick, just to recap, I had BYU and Notre Dame in and Miami and Alabama out. That's what I would have done if I was the committee. But once again, you can watch the video to go over BYU-Alabama situation. This is mostly about Notre Dame and Miami. Obviously, Miami beat Notre Dame week 1, 27-24 in Miami, head-to-head. Most people assume that is the factor why Miami got in over Notre Dame. I do not believe so. I think the main reason is Virginia lost to Duke, and Duke was not getting in. Okay? If Virginia wins, they're 11-2. They're in, no issues. They won the ACC regular season. They won the title game. They're ranked in the top 20. Okay, let them in. Because they lost, the ACC was about to be left out. Okay? Notre Dame all along was ahead of Miami in the college football playoff rankings. In fact, on November 4th rankings, just a month ago, they were 10th, Miami was 18th. And Notre Dame did not lose a single game since then. They lost their first 2 games. At Miami, lost at home to Texas A&M, 41-40. They've won every game since. In fact, they've won by 15 in every game since, except for USC, they won by 10, and USC is a top 20 team. Okay? It was their only win against a current ranked team. See, Miami likes to put it out there, we beat 3 ranked teams. Nope, you beat 1, Notre Dame. Florida State was ranked when you played them. They have a losing record. They're nowhere near ranked. So, I don't understand how you can rank Notre Dame ahead of them the whole time. They didn't lose, didn't come close to losing a game. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're just going to let Miami leapfrog you. And Miami, the last game against Pitt, they ran up the score. They threw deep, less than a minute to go. If I'm the committee, I'm not happy about that. Here's the bigger issue. Notre Dame lost to an 11-1 SEC team, ranked 7th in the college football playoff, and a 10-2 Miami team who's ranked 10th. I would have had them out. Okay? Here's Miami's losses. At home against Louisville, who's 8-4. At SMU, who is also 8-4. Neither one is ranked. So what the committee is telling us, it doesn't matter who you lose to. You can lose to McNeese State and Sam Houston State, apparently. But if you won head-to-head, then you're in. Even though I don't think that's the reason. That's what the media is telling us. Oh, Miami beat them head-to-head. It doesn't matter who you lose to. You can lose to the worst team on your schedule as long as you beat a top 10 team or beat the team you're up against. That's horrible. Now, I know Miami didn't lose to McNeese State or Sam Houston State. They lost to Louisville and SMU, but those are not good losses. Louisville at home, that's a bad loss. SMU on the road, it's not a good loss. I wouldn't say it's a horrible loss, but it's not good. If Miami had beat either one of them, then they're in the ACC title game against Virginia, and they would have whooped Virginia. More on that in a second. So I just don't understand what changed. And Notre Dame got screwed. And I am not a Notre Dame fan. Not at all. But here at Football with Cheese on this channel, we looked at it objectively, whether I like the team or not. I love the Vols. If Florida was in this situation, I'd be beating the drum for Florida. Can't believe I just said that. And let's talk about the fact that Notre Dame is not in a conference. If you did not know, they're in the ACC except for football. And the reason they're not in the conference in football is money. If they're in the college football playoff games or bowl games, each team in a conference has to split it among all the teams. Let me give you an example. Before the college football playoff existed, say Ohio State's not in the national championship game, but they're in the Rose Bowl, right? And they get paid, whatever, $10 million to be in the Rose Bowl. I don't know what it is now. They have to split that among all the teams in the Big Ten. Notre Dame doesn't have to do that. It goes right in their pocket. If they're in the Fiesta Bowl, they get to keep all the money. And because they have the contract with NBC to televise all their home games, they don't need to join a conference. So that is why. Now, the ACC should absolutely not let Notre Dame in as a part-time conference member. They shouldn't, but they did. Okay? And Notre Dame also knew that going in. So Notre Dame, the complaint that the ACC was sending out posts on X promoting Miami, they absolutely did. I get why you're mad, Notre Dame. But technically, you're not an ACC team, and the ACC does not want to get left out of the college football playoff. It would be so bad for the conference. Virginia completely screwed up. Totally screwed up. So that's what they're worried about. They even televised the Miami Notre Dame game more than a dozen times Thursday and Friday heading into the weekend. Worried that if Virginia lost, they'd be in this situation. Notre Dame is mad because we're ACC except for football, but you're not in football. So I get both sides. I get why you're mad, Notre Dame, but I also get why ACC did it. Now, if Notre Dame would just join the ACC, they would have played Virginia in the ACC title game. They would have destroyed them. That Virginia team probably would have lost to Sam Houston State. That's how bad they played. It was awful. And guess what, Notre Dame? You're in. You're the ACC champion, and you're probably the 8th seed. I think they would have jumped ahead at Oklahoma if they won the ACC because they're a conference champion and hosted the Sooners. Sooners would have dropped to 9, and Miami would be up. So will this force Notre Dame to either become a full-time ACC member or join a different conference because they're pretty mad at the ACC right now? Notre Dame didn't have that extra game to help the resume. Now, if you're in the SEC or Big Ten, losing the game doesn't matter. But it helps if you win. But they don't punish you if you lose. It's dumb. Conference championship games suck. They're pointless and stupid. Not going to get into that right now. But because Notre Dame's not in a conference, they don't get that extra game. Will it force them to join a conference? I don't know. I wish they would. And another thing with Notre Dame. Let's say you go 12-0 next year. Notre Dame does. The 5th seed's the highest you can be. Because they're not in a conference, they cannot be a top 4 seed. You can be the only undefeated team, and you will not be the number 1 seed. Will that force them to join a conference? Will this? I don't know. So let me know in the comments. Do you think Notre Dame should join a conference? Do you think they should become a full-time member of ACC? I think that's the best fit for the program. They're an academic school, and ACC has a lot of those. You know, they have Virginia, North Carolina, Stanford, Duke. Okay, Louisville, Florida State, and maybe not so much, but Wake Forest. So probably better fit in the ACC. The Big Ten has Northwestern, and that's about it. I think they should just join the ACC full-time as football, and we don't have this issue. They get that extra game, and they're going to be in the ACC title game most years. So this would fix the situation, but I do think Notre Dame absolutely got screwed, and they should be in the playoff, and they are one of the best 5 or 6 teams in the country right now, in my opinion. Just eye test, I think they are, and I really want to see Jeremiah Love against these good defenses. I thought they were going to play Oklahoma. I was really looking forward to that matchup. It's such a shame we do not get to see that in the playoff. So, if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Helps out the channel. Like I said, comment down below. I'll try to respond to all of them. Share this with anyone who loves football. I cover college football, NFL, big focus on the NFL draft on this channel. I was going to do an Indianapolis Colts Daniel Jones Achilles injury video, but I think we're going to talk about that on a Lights Out podcast, where we talk college football, baseball, and NFL every Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Link in the description. Make sure you check this out, and I'll see you in the next video.